If you saw this image, could you tell apart the dogs from the muffins? What about this one? Or this one? Even I had trouble with this one, like seriously, is this a dog or an ice cream? Well, we humans can do it. Somehow. But how do you tell a computer this? What instructions do you give? Do you tell it if it has a fur, it's a dog? Well, even a cat has a fur. What about sharp teeth? Well, cats have sharp teeth too. Four legs? A lot of animals have four legs. Welcome to the amazing world of machine learning. Machine learning is all about getting a machine to do something that we cannot explicitly instruct it to. Let's see how that works. For traditional computer programs, we have inputs, instructions that we give to a machine, and then we get the output. An example can be if we take a single image from one of our previous questions, that can be an input, and we can instruct the computer that this is in fact a dog. Then the output will be the image along with the label of what it is a dog. Awesome! But what if I asked you to label all the images I have? This can get overwhelming pretty fast, depending on how many images we have. That is where machine learning comes to help us. Here we give the input, and the ML algorithm has learned the instructions and it gives you the output. This makes our lives so much easier. Yay! But how does ML work? That is what we are here to learn. So there are popularly three types of machine learning methods: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Let's go through each of them one by one. Let's talk about dogs again because they're so cute. Imagine you have an animal center where a lot of people come with their dogs to play, but some mischievous people try to bring other objects disguised as dogs. How do you tell them apart quickly? Well, you use machine learning. You take a model, give it lots of photos of non dogs and dogs. Over time, the ML model learns what a dog is supposed to look like and can tell the difference. Now, when a new pet comes, the machine can tell you if it is indeed a dog. Oh my god, so cute! This was a quick gist of supervised learning. Let's understand how it works mathematically. But before that, consider subscribing if you're enjoying what you see. We're a small channel, and your little gesture means a lot. It helps us create better videos for you. We can represent our data using X. That's our input image of the pet. The instructions as function f, that's a model. So when we send x through f, we get y, our output prediction. We can compare these predicted outputs with the real outputs to know how correct we were. Now, using this, we can keep changing f till we get a function that very closely gets us to the real value. A nice way to visualize it will be if we plot the images of dogs and non-dogs on the xy axis, we have a function fx equal to ymx plus c. This is an equation for a line. We keep changing the value of m till the loss minimizes. The loss here is whether we got the label correct or not. Supervised learning builds on top of this idea, but it really is quite simple. You have lots of label data and you try to fit a function that minimizes the loss. Moving on to unsupervised learning. Imagine you live in a super advanced future world. Here they have super pills. This pill tastes like the best pizza in the world. This pill tastes like broccoli. This pill tastes like chocolate. A friend gives you a bag of 1,000 pills. You would like to only eat the pizza and the chocolate, but are too lazy to do it one by one. What do? Well, again, we employ machine learning. You take a robot and tell it to look at the patterns and divide it based on that. And that is unsupervised learning. Let's move on to the math behind it. So, how does the robot find these hidden patterns? We use something called clustering. Again, let's plot it on in the xy axis. Now we can put three data points. Three is arbitrary. You can put as many clusters as you want, but we know that we have three kinds of pills, so we put 3 points. And then we can calculate the distance of each point to all the data points. and using that we can form clusters. This is just the distance formula from school. The algorithm learns that the round brown pills are similar and seem to stay together. Such is the case for the triangular pills as well. It keeps moving the group center until similar things stick together. No labels needed. The math finds the pattern for us. Let's move on to reinforcement learning. Imagine you have a robot. Yes, we do love robots over here. So this robot makes you money. Yay! But the robot is stupid. Sometimes it loses you money. No! How do you make the robot smarter? Well, you tell the robot every time it makes you money, you'll give it pizza. The robot loves pizza. But every time it loses money, you give it broccoli. The robot hates broccoli. Over time, the robot learns what is good and what is bad and makes you a lot of money. Yay! And that's reinforcement learning. So, again, let's go back and understand a bit of math behind it. Truth be told, reinforcement learning is a big field which will take its own video to completely grasp. But let me help you with the simple overall idea. The robot has a policy. It is like its brain, which takes in the current state and decides on an action to take. S is the state, like market going up. A is the action, like buy stocks. We train this policy by giving it rewards. The robot starts random, but every pizza reward teaches it this action in this situation equal good. And every broccoli punishment teaches it this action in this situation bad. Mathematically, it is expressed as maximizing the cumulative reward of a run. And there you have it, machine learning in a nutshell. Supervised learning, teaching with examples, like our pet classifier. Unsupervised learning, finding hidden patterns, like our pill sorting robot. Reinforcement learning, learning through rewards, like our money making robot. Remember, at the end of the day, we just want machines to learn things that we humans can easily do by trying to learn from us. The math might look scary at first, but it's just different ways of finding patterns and making predictions. Keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, even the smartest AI started with simple math. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.